I'm live. All right. Hey, everybody. It's me, Angel Ben. Oh my God, my teeth look so good. Um, Thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. This is my Dancing with the Stars recap. Oh, well, Dancing with the Stars and Strictly Come Dancing for my friends that are in England. It's my recap show that I do every week, and it's called Dancing for Relevancy. And here's the thing. Normally I do this show at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays, but instead I'm doing it at close to 10 p.m. This way. I'm drinking a nice frozen drink because it was really hot today. It was uncharacteristically hot today. So I'm back home in Las Vegas. I spent the entire week in Providence, in the whole Rhode Island, Massachusetts area. So it was a lot, but it's good. I'm back. I'm happy. I'm excited to sleep in my own bed tonight. That's exciting. Okay, so this week is kind of a big week because in addition to having um, Dancing with the Stars first, in addition to having Dancing with the Stars, we're also doing Strictly Come Dancing, as you know, from the UK, and we're also doing Dancing with the Stars Juniors because that started this week. So let's start with the grown-ups with Dancing with the Stars. So last week, who went home last week? Someone went home last week. Who went home last week? I don't even remember who went home last week. Oh yeah, I do. Nikki and Gleb. Oh, that was sad. I know, but I feel like I've got something in my eye. I'm sorry. It's really driving me crazy. Okay. So this week was okay. Oh my God. This was the most memorable year week. Okay. It always ends up being some kind of competition as to, who's got the sobbiest sad story, right? Sometimes people don't have like really good years that they remember, and that's great. I love that. Mary Lou Retton, I loved her year, even though she did have a little bit of a hard time. She was like, yeah, because, before I won the gold medal at the Olympics, I had knee surgery 6 weeks earlier, and it took me, and I was like, okay. Meanwhile, like I get out of the hospital with meningitis and I'm like struggling to like learn how to like run. I couldn't even think of doing an Olympics and then winning the gold at the Olympics too. It's crazy. So I enjoyed that year. All the other years were it was just really depressing. Like it was just really sad. Every single person, but it kind of gets, I don't know. But let's talk about, okay, I don't know why I didn't understand this, and I'm really fucking old because, first of all, so, Milo Manheim, he's dancing with Whitney Carson, right? So he's dancing with Whitney, and he's doing a great job. He's fantastic. And he talks about how he always knew he wanted to be an actor. And like the past 2 weeks, this chick who played Toby on Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion, FYI, Cameron Manheim, she was there, and and they kept referring to her as his mother, and I'm thinking, was does she play his mother on television? And then I realized, oh my God, that is his real life mom. And she totally must have had him after Romeo and Michelle because he's only like 17. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I am so old. I am so old. Because Romeo and Michelle is like 20 years old. No, it's like 21 years old. Oh my God. Anyways. Yeah, so he's doing a great job though. Really, really good. Let's see who else is doing a fantastic job. We've got Emma Slater, and she picked, and no, she didn't pick. Her partner is John Schneider, who is super cute, FYI. And, I give him props too because he is a man of a certain age and he is doing an incredible job. He's doing a great job. He's really learning the routines quite a bit. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. And then we also have um, Brandon and Tinashe. Now, spoiler alert, There was a Brandon and Tinashe were in the bottom two this week. Now, but you have to think about it. This week was not based on this week's dances. This week was based on last Tuesday's dances. So because of that, Brandon and Tinashe were at the bottom. Now, here's something else that you might not know. The people that they say are in the bottom two aren't necessarily really in the bottom two. Whoever goes home, I don't doubt that they are the people that came in last. But I don't necessarily think that the next one up is the bottom two. You know what I mean? Because the way they eliminate people is a little bit different than they do in England. So in England, when they do Strictly Come Dancing in England, they have the people vote, and then they do two shows like we used to do, 2 shows a week. You know, they do the regular show, and then they do the results show. Now, they only let people vote for like 1 hour afterwards. Now, if you think about this though, England's a very small country. Like, it's about the size of California, okay? And that's all the people that they have in England. So in about an hour is really all it takes, really, because they don't allow voting from outside of the country. And that's something else too that I found that out. They don't allow voting, just like we don't allow voting from anyone outside of the United States. And you know who I feel really bad about for that? Our friends in Canada. I mean, really, like, poor Canadians, like, they just get screwed from both countries. It's really unfortunate. Why don't they have a Dancing with the Stars? Why don't they have a Dancing with the Canadian Stars with, like, Celine Dion and Avril Lavigne and Anne Murray and all that bullshit? That would be great. I would love to see that. Let's see that. Okay, sorry. Okay, so Brandon and Tinashe, they were there at the bottom. Tinashe, she did a kind of like, she didn't do like a really sad, she didn't do a sad year of her life either. She chose the year that she was just like everywhere. She blew up the year that she got her record deal, I guess. Whatever, she's fantastic. She did great. I think they just put her in the bottom to kind of shake her up. You know what's interesting? Okay, so then we also have Lindsay and DeMarcus. Now, week 1, if you remember, Lindsay and DeMarcus were at the top of the leaderboard. They tied Brandon and Tinashe, who, FYI, they have been at the top of the leaderboard every single week. Just saying. He was only on it that first week, and after that, that was it. So, you know, he was talking about how, you know, I think he chose the year that he told some story about how, you know, it was because, you know, he had his son, and then his wife tried to have another baby, and then she had a miscarriage or something, and then she finally ended up having the second baby. I mean, I don't know what happened, but I don't remember too much. I'm sorry. This was a couple days ago, but yeah. It was just really sad. It was really like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not one to like poo-poo anyone else's journey. I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, it's like, okay. Sorry, I'm just wanting to view my viewers. Sorry. Okay, so here's the thing. Nancy McKeon was dancing with Val Shmerkovsky, and they did it really good, actually. They did a decent dance, and they did. Was it a Paso Doble? Did they do a Paso Doble to, oh no, that was Vegas Night. That was last week at Vegas Night. That was really good. They did a Paso Doble to Ka. It was really cool. That was super cool. And then this week, I don't remember what they did, but they did some sort of like, maybe it was contemporary, maybe it was a waltz, I don't know. They did some slow dance. And she told the story about how, you know, she finally had her first kid because she left California and moved out to Texas, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, okay, spoiler alert, she goes home. She went home. She got voted off. So it was between her and Val against Brandon and Tinashe, and Brandon and Tinashe went home. So that is, not Brandon and Tinashe, her and Val, Nancy and Val, they were done, which is kind of sad because I was like, they really, okay, so whenever they have a new season of Dancing with the Stars, they always have like one person that they seriously hype over everyone else. And I mean, this year kind of was Nancy McKeon. I guess she was the biggest star. Although, if you think about it, like, who is a bigger star in the 80s? Nancy McKeon or Mary Lou Retton? I would not say that Nancy was any more famous than Mary Lou Retton. I'm sorry, Mary Lou Retton was on the fucking Wheaties box. She was the first female on the fucking Wheaties box. So I give her mad props. I probably think she's a lot more famous than she really is, but I really don't care because I love her. And I think she's fantastic. She's great. And she's 50. You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of Sally O'Malley, that one character that Shannon, was that her? Molly Shannon. That Molly Shannon used to do on Saturday Night Live, where she would be like, I can kick and stretch and kick because I'm 50. 50 years old. So funny. But yeah, she was like that. She was like, I get it, you know. And I don't have like the youthful exuberance of a Milo, but I definitely can. I have more life experience than anyone here, and I'm going, okay, girl. Except she might not have as much as John Schneider. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So Cheryl, or AKA Mophead, she did this. She and her partner Juan Pablo de Pache, they picked he picked the year that he moved out to Los Angeles. And I'm thinking, okay, well, this is another upbeat story. This is good. This will be great. And he talks about how he left Argentina because he was being bullied, because he was different, and he wanted to be an actor. And I was just like, okay. But he did an extremely good dance. And he's the top of the leaderboard. He's at the top of the leaderboard this week. So good for him. He did great. Like, he got a perfect score, actually, 3 10s, which first perfect score of the season. So well done. Kudos to you, Mophead, because you sure know how to do that shit. I'm not lying. You know how to get people fucking dancing. Like, there's no other way to put it. I'm sorry. She's really good. She's not quite Derek Huff good, like scary good, like I'm afraid of you good, but she's pretty good. Like, I would be intimidated. Maybe not scared, but I would be intimidated if I was in that competition because I would be scared to death to go up against her. Like, she's been on the show for 21 seasons. She's been on for a long time. Just saying. The show's only been on for like 28 seasons. So, anyways. So that's really kind of the competition currently. Let's see, we've got here. I'm gonna pull up my iPad real quick, and I'll look up the cast just to make sure. Okay, Dancing with the Stars. I know I totally should have. List of Dancing with the Stars competitors. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, Bindi Irwin, season 21 winner. I loved her. She was great. Okay, so this year we have, so Danielle Umstead. She went home last week. That was really sad. I really enjoyed her, but it was time because I was kind of getting scared for Artem with the fast dances, because there would come a time where she has to do a quick step, where she has to do a Charleston, where she has to do a jive. I mean, all that shit's fucking fast. And so if Artem couldn't get her to that level, I mean, it was bound to happen. So, oh my God. I'm sorry. I know, like, there are certain people whose followings just baffle me. They baffle me. And one of those people, and I'm sure he's a lovely person in real life, but Joe Amabile, AKA Grocery Store Joe, from The Bachelor and the Bachelorette games and Bachelor Winter in Paradise or whatever the hell it is. Listen, I don't know who the hell he is, right? And I know that his dances are legit every single week, the absolute worst. and yet he's never in the bottom two. So obviously he's got some sort of huge fan following. Do I understand it? No. Do I agree with it? Probably not. But, it is what it is. That's how they do their show. Okay. Bobby Bones danced with Sharna. And here's the thing about Bobby Bones. He actually danced the best this week that he's ever danced on the show. Because remember, they've had 4 days before this week. They had 4 days of competition previously where they had people that were starting at nothing like Bobby Bones and then, slowly working their way up. And yeah, he was a little rough around the edges and a little too over exuberant. But you know what? He actually really turned it out this week. Now, he was talking about the year he graduated high school, and I'm thinking, well, that could be good. And he's like, because I was the first person in my family to graduate from high school. And I'm going, oh my God. Every story is like this ridiculous, crazy thing. Do they do my most favorite year in England? I don't know if they do or not. We do a lot of weeks that they don't do in England. I know they don't do Disney Week. So yeah. Okay. Ivana Lynch danced with Keo. And she told this story about how she had an eating disorder and all of that. And let's see. Oh, Alexis Ren. Okay, so Alexis Ren, if you don't know, and if you don't know, then you're right where you should be. She is an Insta model who's famous for being a model on Instagram. And she was basically a prima ballerina before she joined the show, right? So, okay, that's fine. Well, then we see on the show Maddie from Dance Moms and the Sia videos and all that other bullshit. We see Maddie and she's like, if they make it through this week, I'm going to dance with Alan and Alexis on their trio week. So now, of course, my petty ass is like, God, I want you to go home this week. I will take another week of Grocery Store Joe if we could see your ass go home just so we don't have to see Maddie dance. Please, please, please. No. We are not that lucky. She did fine in her routine that she did with Alan, but it wasn't as special. She did much better her opening night. She blew everyone out of the water. And that's when people started digging around in her past and they're like, wait a minute, she's a fucking dancer. But I mean, but in all fairness, Alan Burston is an incredible dancer, and I was expecting him to really go far with his partners. So, I'm not surprised that he's got something to prove, and she can dance. So, it doesn't surprise me. So that's basically all the people that were competing in Dancing with the Stars this week. Next week is the trio. I think next week is going to be the trio night. And then next week after that is going to be Disney night. And then the week after that is Halloween. So those are the next 3 weeks coming up on Dancing with the Stars, and I'm really looking forward to it. You know what I also have to say? I love Aaron and Tom. I know that I cap on Tom all the time and tell him that his jokes are corny or whatever, and they are, but you know what? He's got a kitschy appeal that makes, I really enjoy it a lot. I enjoy it, and you know what? I love Erin Andrews. I love her. She is fierce. I love that she knows all her sports people, because she still is in that world still, and she still knows all of her other people too. I love her. She's fantastic. And I don't see how anybody could be nervous or angry or whatever talking to Erin Andrews. She is just so nice. I love her. She's fantastic. And of course, I love me some Len. I swear to God, Len is like my favorite. I hate to say that because he is. He's my favorite because he's mean, but he's not Craig Revel Horwood mean. If you don't watch Strictly Come Dancing, which is in the UK, they had this other queen. They have Bruno on one side and Craig Revel Horwood on the other. And Craig Revel Horwood is a fucking bitch. He will give out a fucking 1 if he does not care. The lowest anyone on Dancing with the Stars has gotten is a 2. And that was Master P, and that was really awful. But yeah, he gave out 1s to Susanna. Yikes. Okay. I really messed up my ankle today. I was coming home from the airport and my suitcase totally crushed my inner right ankle. It really it's not it doesn't really hurt, but it's got like it's bruised. I can tell it's definitely bruised. That makes it feel better. Okay. All right. Woo. Frozen berry lemonade. Ooh. It's yummy though. All right, so that was Dancing with the Stars. Oh, and I love Carrie Ann. I love Carrie Ann. I love Carrie Ann. Like, has Carrie Ann ever done a guest spot on Strictly Come Dancing? I want to know. Has she? Because I don't know if she ever has or not. Because I think she should. I mean, definitely not like, she shouldn't be a regular judge because they have good judges over there. We'll talk about them in a minute. We'll get there. We'll get there. I promise. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. She deserves to be, though. Okay, so now let's talk before we cross the pond and do our UK Strictly Come Dancing bit. Now I need to discuss Dancing with the Stars Juniors. So now I mentioned this last week because I thought it was starting last week and it didn't. It started this week. And the thing about this show is that this show is all pre-taped. So you can Google who won. You can Google who goes home every single night. Like, if you want a spoiler, if you're not into spoilers, then don't read anything online about this show. But I will say that most of the kids are super cute. Like, really cute. Like, not like cute like in a sexual way cute, but like adorable cute. Like, I want to pinch their cheeks cute, right? They're really cute. And so here are the kids, okay? So we have, okay, so there's Trip, okay. His full name is Trip Johnston Palin, and he is Bristol Palin's son, Sarah Palin's grandson, and Levi Johnston's son, too. Now, here's the thing. Most people don't remember that Levi is his father, but Levi is his father. So, just want to point that out there. And he's dancing with Haley Bills, who is that Jenna's cousin? I think so. Niece. I think that's Jenna's niece. So, okay. And then there's Addison Osta Smith, who is, she was a contestant on Junior MasterChef or MasterChef Junior, whatever. Her partner is Lev Kamelev. Okay, now here's the thing. Lev, I'm gonna give you some advice. Take it if you want it. Take it for what it's worth. Nothing. But I'm just saying, tone it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not saying you need to be monotone and boring, but you are way over the top, way over the top. And it's sort of overshadowed Addison. I'm just saying, and who are they working? Oh, Keo, here's the Keo. You should know better. You should tell him you need to turn it down. You need to turn it down just a smidge, because this was you know how I say someone has MBS or Mark Ballas syndrome, where they feel like they have to always be the center of attention. Not Mark that he always does, but when he dances, he's such an incredible dancer that if he can't get his partner to their level, it's really obvious, right? So Lev was totally that, but worse, even more. So that's when Keo, as the fucking mentor, should have been okay, you need to tone it down, okay? Or you need to step it up. And obviously she's a little girl, so you're not going to be you need to, they don't want to be all bitchy like Abby Lee Miller, but I'm just saying. Okay, so then there's Miles Brown, who is on Blackish, and he did great. He actually did. Everyone else was so good. Jason Maybaum, he's on some Disney Channel show. His partner was Eliana Walmsley. Now, Eliana is also on Dance Moms, okay? And she's the one whose mom is fucking nuts. But you know what? Okay, so your mom's a little crazy. I get it, There are moments when my mom's a little crazy too. Sorry. It is what it is. I- You know, so she's incredible. She's a great dancer. I love her a lot. I really do. And he did great too. He was really good. Hudson West, who plays Jake Weber on General Hospital, he did so good. Like, he was really good. Like, he was hitting poses and moves, and he was just doing a great job. Um, Mandela Morris is with Brighton Beams. He's okay. He was okay. And the Pippin girl, Sophia Pippin, Scotty and Larsa Pippin's daughter, she was okay. Like, they were kind of towards the middle of the pack, right? They weren't like awful. And I hate to say this, I really hate to say this, but Trip Palin was like the worst one of them all. Like, and it has nothing to do with his parents and their political leanings or anything. It has nothing to do with that, but just of all of the kids that were at that particular, in that show, in that cast, he was the weakest link. I'm sorry, it's true. Just saying. Honey Boo Boo. Okay, so here's okay. I love me some Honey Boo Boo. I was obsessed with Honey Boo Boo. I watched that shit. Oh my God. I watched her since she was on Toddlers and Tiaras, and she was sipping her go-go juice. She's pretty great. But she's a big girl. Like, she's a big girl. And they have a bigger, not a bigger, but like a taller. They have a taller dancer. That's her partner. And her partner is, who is her Tristan Ianero. Now, they did fine, actually. And who was there? Artem. Their team Artem. They were fine. They did good, lots of hairography with her, and that's cool. That's cool. I'm okay with that. They weren't bad. Like, people, I was expecting them to either be incredibly knock my socks off fierce or so bad I can't even watch. And they weren't either. They did fine. They did great, There's this little boy. His name is Akash Vukoti, and he is this kid that was he's the youngest male to be in the spelling bee, the Scripps National Spelling Bee, and he's incredible. Like, even he is like all these other kids, even though, with the exception of Trip Palin, all the other kids all have either some sort of performing background, or their parents have some sort of performing background. Sorry, it's late. I know that it's late, and I'm doing this, and it's literally like, it's close to 7:30 in the morning in England. No, not even that. It's like 6:13 in the morning. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sorry. Because I'm getting to Strictly in a minute. I promise. Okay, so okay, so. Where was I talking about? Oh, Honey Boo Boo, Tristan. They did fine. And then they had Akash Vukoti, and his partner was Cameron Peterson. They did fine. They did great. And he's the youngest guy in the entire show, like the youngest competitor. And he's in it to win it. He did really good. And he's had zero performing experience, just like Trip. But as opposed to Trip, who's older, he ended up doing fantastic. So, okay, all right. And then finally, no, there's two more. Oh no, there's three more. Okay, so there was Ariana Greenblatt. Ariana Greenblatt. Now, I could swear her brother is on those Kids Listen videos. I'm gonna look her up. Wait, oh, I can't. She's not a link. Oh. But I swear she's on those Kids React videos where they have like kids react to disco music and oh my God, he was her brother. I think it's her brother, because they had the exact same face. Her brother was fucking hysterical on Kids React to Disco, because I swear to God, he knew every single song. And I was like, yes, bitch, you better get it. Ariana, though, she better let you have it. She better let you have it. She was fierce and flawless, and she just let everyone have it. And I was like, okay, girl, All right. Um, and then there was Mackenzie Ziegler. Now, Mackenzie also was on Dance Moms. So, in the one hand, you're thinking, okay, she was on Dance Moms, so why is she not a pro? Right? Why is she a competitor? And then she even downplays it when she's talking about herself. She's like, and I'm a singer. And it's like, bitch, you're not famous for being a singer. You are famous because you were on Dance Moms. You were a dancer, you know? So, and I really like Mackenzie too. I really enjoy her, but it's difficult to find rooting value for her. You know what I mean? Like I want to root for her. I really want to like her a lot, but okay. So, and then there's Sky Brown. Okay. This bitch, so she is a professional skateboarder. She's like 8 years old. She's like a professional skateboarder and she's incredible. And she's Japanese, which I'm already down with her already. And she is someone else that just came out and let you have it. And I was like, oh my God, these kids, like, no offense, but the kids were way better than the grown-ups. And all the kid pros were saying that. They're like, the kids are way better than the grown-ups. And this, I have to agree with them. I do. Like, although, I said Trip Palin was the worst, he was better than Grocery Store Joe. You know what I mean? Like, he did better than him. So it's like, these kids, they're great. So now remember how I talked about how much I love Tom Bergeron and Erin Andrews? Well, they're not doing Dancing with the Stars Junior. They instead do, they just do Dancing with the Stars, and Dancing with the Stars Juniors is hosted by Jordan Fisher and Frankie Muniz. Now, Frankie and Jordan are obviously close, I don't think they're that close in age, to be honest with you, though. Frankie looks real young for his age, but I think he's like 10 years older than Jordan. He still looks real young, though. Sorry, I feel like I've got like stuff in my eye. Do I have stuff in my eye? No. But it feels like I've got like an eye booger, but it's not. Okay. But it's not. Yeah. Okay. So, sorry. So they're hosting. And what's interesting about the junior show, now the way that they do their voting and the voting people off in the junior show, because I was thinking, I'm like, how are they going to do this? Because obviously they're not going to have people call in and vote because they taped these episodes months ago. So I'm thinking, how did they do this? Well, I'll tell you how they did it. They gave everyone in the audience of the actual ballroom, like the physical audience, they gave them little, remote controls or, PlayStations or, these little controllers. And they typed in who they wanted to win, right? Or who they wanted to keep. And then whoever got the least amount of votes went home. Now, okay, spoiler alert. The ones who ended up going home, and I don't know why this is even a spoiler alert because this was out way before the show even aired. But Addison, who was with Lev, over the top Lev, and then Trip Palin, the two of them went home. Happy trails. Now the judges, let's talk about the judges. So we have, sitting in the Carrie and Inaba seat, as far as the female dancer, is Mandy Moore. Now, I know if you're not familiar with the world of dance, you might think, oh my God, Mandy Moore, the singer, the one that's on This Is Us? No, not her. There's another Mandy Moore who's a famous fucking choreographer. She choreographed La La Land. Did she do The Greatest Showman? She might have done The Greatest Showman too. But she's done all kinds of, she's an Emmy Award winning choreographer. She's just incredible, right? So she is, and she's guest judged on Dancing with the Stars a few times, and every single time she does, she always brings it. Like, she's always impressive. So I'm like, okay, girl, You want to play in the sandbox? All right, I see how you are. Okay, I'm down with that. Um, yeah. So she's a judge, and then sitting in the Len Goodman chair is Valentin Shmerkovsky. And Val is actually a very good. He's slightly nicer than Len, but even Len is not that bad. Like, I'm sorry, Len is not that bad. You know, um, he might be a little bit picky, but he's nowhere near as bad as Craig Revel Horwood. Craig Revel Horwood is just awful. I'm sorry. He's really okay. We'll talk. We're getting close to talking about that. And then finally, in the overdramatic queen chair that Bruno normally sits in, I'm sorry, is Adam Rippon. But you know I love Adam Rippon. You know I love him. And he's fierce. And you know what? I give him credit because, you know, he didn't take a political stance with Trip Palin, you know. He was like, you know, you came out here. I really needed to see that. It was really good. And it's all about a beige shoe, which I don't think he understood what any of that meant. But, you know, what good for him, you know. And Adam Rippon is great, though. I think he's really good. And people forget, obviously he's a bronze medalist at the fucking Winter Olympics in terms of figure skating. So, you know, he does a great job. And what killed me the most about this show, or at least this episode, it probably will kill me least and least as the show goes on, but what killed me was that every single one of the grown-up mentors, Keo, Alan, Sasha, Emma, Artem, all of them, Jenna, Lindsay, Whitney, all of them, right? They were all nervous as fuck when their kids were dancing. Like they were like, you know, and they were like, and then whenever they were done, they were so excited. They're like, oh my God, my children. You know, they were so great. It was great. That actually was really touching, actually. You know, what's really funny is that how this show has been on for over 10 years. And we've kind of gotten to know the pros, you know, quite a bit, you know. So I think it's impressive. You know, it's impressive that they've really brought dancing back to the forefront, which is really a good thing because, you know, I wish that the show had been around when I was dancing because I would have really enjoyed it. I would have enjoyed watching it. It would have been nice to see representation. There wasn't though, so it's fine, whatever. But I'm better late than pregnant, right, Blanche? Okay, I'm just saying. But yeah, they've taken just dancers, they've made them like celebrities, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. Good for them. And the true test is actually how you take that fame and where you go from there. So like Derek Huff is an example of how you want to do it. Like you want to be on World of Dance. You know, he's headlining his own tour right now, which is crazy. Like you can like it's a theater tour, but it's like him. Like, and people are paying money, and God bless him. God bless him. He is scary though, because I would be like, if I was in that show and I had to go up against Derek Huff, I would be scared. I would shit my pants every single night. I'm just saying, it would be a lot. Okay, so now we're gonna hop over the pond this week, and we're gonna go into England and Strictly Come Dancing. And as I said in the last week's show, I was talking about how Strictly Come Dancing, the reason they got the name was because there was an old-timey show from the 50s and 60s, I think, called Come Dancing. And they had regular people dancing with the pros trying to win the show. And then they basically brought it back, but they had celebrities, and they added the Strictly Ballroom, which was really big at the time. And that's where that comes from, Strictly Come Dancing. Okay, great. So Strictly Come Dancing, I have a lot of questions. So I'm gonna need all my friends from England. I know it's only 6:30 in the morning, but you need to wake up because I have got some questions and I need them answered. Okay, so first of all, I only got I think I only got 10 minutes left. Okay, that's fine. Or else I'm going to have no battery. That's fine, whatever. So I want to know, why is it that everyone hates Karen Clifton so much? Like, what did Karen Clifton do? Like, why? Is it because she broke up with her husband, Kevin Clifton? Was there some sort of like, what was going on? Like, why do people not like her? Like, I'm genuinely asking, like, what is the issue with Karen? Because this week, the bottom two were, who ended up going home? Who went home this, you know, the one person I thought would make it to the finals, not Faye, she did the hot top of the leaderboard. So this past week was movie night, and everyone was a different movie they did a different routine from a different movie. And there were a few Disney movies in there, which makes me think, okay, they're not doing a Disney night then. So they had Faye, and she danced with Giovanni, and they were Danny and Sandy from Grease doing You're the One That I Want. Now, listen, I get that, Grease is an iconic role, and it was a huge movie, like way, way more popular, but I would have liked to have seen them be Kira and Sunny from Xanadu. I'm just saying, Xanadu held a bigger sway over me than Grease did. I'm just saying. I know everyone loves Grease, and it's heresy to talk shit about Grease, but and she did look good though. She looked good, and they did a quick step, and they had so much footwork, and they were on top of it. They were getting it, and he looked just like John Travolta did when he was young. So they looked great together. Like, they were fantastic. And they were top of the leaderboard. And you know what was funny? Okay, so I understand why a lot of people don't like Ashley. Like, I get it. Because the Pussycat Dolls, she was in the Pussycat Dolls. And the Pussycat Dolls were really a dance troupe with Nicole Scherzinger singing all her songs, really. And that's what she'll even say that, right? So she was a dancer before, and she was before, so it's like, okay, like, and she's American, which I know a lot of, not everyone, not all my British friends are like that, but like, there are some people that are like, okay, like, I don't like Ashley. Okay, so this week, Ashley and Pasha their movie was Dirty Dancing. So they did the lift, they did the lift, the one you have to go into the pool to practice. I don't know, why do you have to go into a pool? Why do you have to go into a pool to practice? Because if you think about it, is it just because if you fall? Like, I don't know, wouldn't it be better to just do it in crash pads? Because, like, water is very heavy. And if you have to deadlift someone, like, if they're sopping wet, that's going to make them even heavier. You know what I mean? Like, I need that explained to me. And that's something, that's a question I've always had ever since they did the lift in the movie Dirty Dancing. I didn't understand, why are they doing it in water? Like, I don't understand. So I need that. So now, here's the thing. Derek Huff did that routine with Bindi Irwin on season 21 of Dancing with the Stars. And they did that because, and when they did the lift, Bindi was good, but she wasn't great. Like, Ashley hit the fucking pose you really need to be in. She was arching for her life. She was getting it. Okay, she did good. She did good on the lift. And she was at the top of the leaderboard until Faye and Giovanni came and did their quick step. Now, allegedly, I didn't see this, but it could have been, my computer that I was watching the show on, it kept freezing, so I kept missing stuff. But it could have been, allegedly, she made some sort of face when Faye got her scores because she was top of the leaderboard, and she kicked Ashley's ass. So, and what I find interesting is that Faye did not make a face when Ashley was at the top of the leaderboard last week, and Faye came in second. So, either way, I don't think that there's any, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I know there's no ill will coming from Faye's part, so that's all I'm going to say. All right. So anyways, the bottom two were um, Lee Ryan and Nadia, and they did Back to the Future, Power of Love from Back to the Future. And what was kind of weird was that he was playing Marty McFly. Okay, he was a cute Marty McFly. And then she was playing the doctor, the one that not Doctor Who doctor, the doctor that Christopher Lloyd's character in the movie. And I don't understand what that's about. So I need that explained to me too. How okay. So they did their dance and they ended up well, okay, no wait. So then the other two in the bottom two, and this is why I'm coming to talking about this, because Karen Clifton and her partner Charles Venn, who is on Casualty, the two of them were also the bottom two. They did Love Lifts Us Up Where We Belong, Officer and a Gentleman. Okay. I mean, it was okay, but I apparently, and I have been paying attention to all the message boards, so I've kind of, and all the Facebook groups, and I've really been enjoying that, and all the Twitter users. And apparently people weren't voting for them because they don't like her. So now, do I put it past people of England to not vote for Karen Clifton because they don't like her? No, I don't, because Lord knows I have been that petty in my life many times. I've been like, I'm not going to vote. Like, hello, I just was talking about how I really wish that Alexis would have gone home because then we wouldn't have to see Maddie dance. I'm just saying. So I get that. I get it. So here's something else that I need explained to me. So first of all, I want to know, why do people hate Karen Clifton? So please let me know why people hate Karen Clifton. Second of all, what do people have against Shirley Ballas? Like, she's incredible. She's a fucking legend. Like, I don't understand the hatred that people have for Shirley Ballas. She's awesome. She's like the coolest chick. Like, she's so awesome. I don't understand. Like, is it just because Ashley is in the show and that they're concerned that, because she was dating her son, that, she's giving her special treatment? Well, obviously that's not true because she wasn't scored the highest last week. That would be Faye. Thank you. Oh my God, wait, times. And you know what was the best part? Lee Latchford Evans was in the audience rooting Faye on. Now, last week we had Claire in the audience. This week we've got Lee. So now that means H and Lisa, you need to step up your game, bitches. We need to see you, both of you. I know you live in Dubai, Lisa, but pop on over real quick just for one night, just to see her show. It's not that difficult, I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah. If she makes it to the final, they will come. I know that if she makes it to the final, the other 4 members of Steps will totally show up all at the same time. It'll be great. I would love to see her win. She's so good. I love me some Faye. She is my favorite. She really is. I really enjoy her immensely. Okay. So Karen Clifton, I don't understand why people don't like her. Shirley Ballas, I don't understand why people don't like her. Like, I really don't get that at all. I get why people don't like Ashley. Apparently people didn't like Lee because Lee's the one that ended up going home. Spoiler alert. So apparently he was kind of a certain way on Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother. Now here's something that I'm kind of missing out on in terms of like the whole pop culture aspect of it, because I don't live in the UK. I don't see like Celebrity Big Brother or all these reality shows that these people are doing, so I don't necessarily know how they are, right? Sorry, that's my scrubs. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, I don't get that. I don't understand that at all. Okay, anyways. So Lee went home. Lee and Nadia. Okay, that's fine. I guess because he was kind of a jerk in the Celebrity Big Brother house, I guess. I don't know. But we did see Duncan. He made an appearance this week wishing Lee the best of luck, and that was so sweet. It was good we saw him because, if we didn't see him, then we probably wouldn't be seeing him because he went home. So better late than pregnant, right, Blanche? Okay. Here's the other thing I need explained to me. The Strictly curse. So the strictly curse is that if you're in a relationship or you're married, you're going to end up leaving your person to be with your partner. Like leaving them romantically, to be with your partner romantically. So now Susanna was joking at the very beginning of the show. She's like, I'm single now, so bring on the strictly curse. And I'm thinking, what is she talking about? Because they don't have a Dancing with the Stars curse where people get hooked up with their dancers. Because you know why? Because it happens all the time. Like, I'm sorry. It happens all the time. So I don't know why it's a big deal. I really don't. But apparently, Sean Walsh, and I know I'm probably going to get hell for even mentioning this, but it was part of the show. So Sean Walsh ended up, his partner, Katya, or is that her? No. Nadia. Wait, hold on. Sean and Strictly Come Dancing. Strictly Come Dancing. Okay, and then the contestants. Okay. Okay, so Lee Ryan's partner is Nadia. Okay, so his partner's Katya. Okay, so Katya. So Katya and Sean Walsh were having drinks at a pub after the show one night, and they shared a kiss. Now, I don't know who either of them are, to be honest with you. No clue. So I didn't know what was going on. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But apparently it's a huge deal because he's got a girlfriend and she has a husband. She has a husband that's on the show. Yeah, I don't know. So, I don't know what's going on, but like they ended up kissing, and she was like, I was drunk, it didn't mean anything to me, we're just good friends, it has no reflection on my marriage. So she was like, I'm sorry, my bad. And Sean he apologized at first, but then his girlfriend was fucking pissed, and she wrote, I'm sorry, I was living for this. I was living for it. She wrote this long ass bitchy Instagram post about how, he's a shitty boyfriend, and basically, now she's single and she doesn't need to put up with that shit anymore. And I was just like, oh. And they ended up unfollowing each other on social media. It was one of those things that you saw play out on Twitter that was like a really big deal. I've got this one hair. It's really driving me crazy. There we go. Oh my God, it was so funny. So, I mean, it wasn't funny because she was coming from a real hurt place, but it was pretty amusing. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so they broke it up. So Sean's relationship went into the toilet after that kiss. Nadia is still married. Nadia, right? No, Katya. Whatever. Katya. She's still married to her husband Neil. They're still fine, I guess. Well, I guess we'll see. But what I find interesting is that people are really judgmental of them. Like, they're really judgmental of all the contestants, like, really. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, it's quite a bit. That's a lot to handle. Okay, so who else was really good? So I've already talked about Ashley. I've already talked about Faye. Let's talk about Stacey Dooley. Stacey Dooley and Kevin Clifton they were minions, and they were adorable. They were adorable. So remember how I said Ivana Lynch did a number with Keo, and she did this Harry Potter number. Now the pros on Strictly Come Dancing actually did a much better Harry Potter number. They were awesome. Everyone, all the pros, they all did this one number, and it was so good. It was impressive. And they kicked off the show that way. So it was really good. I just felt like letting you know it was really good. Okay, so Stacey Dooley and Kevin did a great job as the minions. They danced to Happy. They were really cute. Like they were super cute. And then there was Danny John Jules. Now here's the thing about Danny John Jules. I know him from Red Dwarf. That's all I know him from, but I'm sure he's probably done lots of other stuff in the UK. I just never heard of him in America other than Red Dwarf. But he's obviously a song and dance man. Like, obviously. Like, he is so good. He's incredible. And then there's Joe Sugg. Now, here's the thing about Joe Sugg. Well, first of all, he talked about how he had a crush on both Faye and Sandy in Greece. So, when he was a kid. So that was cute. And he's like, and Faye looks real fit. So that was cute. I mean, it was cute. He's dancing with Diane Buswell. And they did okay. They did okay. Now, they didn't do as good as they had done in the past 2 weeks because they had done a lot of flex-footed dancing the past 2 weeks. This week, they had to do something a little more pointed, a little more ballroom, and they ended up not getting as high scores they had gotten in the past 2 weeks, but they were still like at the top of the leader. Like not at the top, but like maybe in fourth